Hey, what's up, everyone? Jeff here from Pure Tesla. We've got a great show for you with a ton of great things. We're talking Giga Berlin, the refreshed Model 3, full self-driving, Cybertruck, Starlink, and Teslaquila. There's a little bit more in there too. Stay tuned. Great to have you on this episode, guys. We have a lot of tweets to go through, and we like to keep this show around 10 minutes. We're going to see if we can pull it off today. I'm not sure, but in order to do that, I got to stop talking. So, why don't I start talking? Elon tweets out, recruiting ace engineers for Giga Berlin. We'll interview in person tomorrow. This is a couple days ago, but it looks like they're still accepting applications because he said to send the resumes to 25guns at Tesla.com. He tweeted out today, actually, when sending your resume, please describe a few of the hardest problems you've solved and exactly how you solved them. So if you're interested in working for the Giga Berlin team, please send that email to Elon, 25guns at Tesla.com. Going into the Tesla offer tweets, we got some great pictures about the refresh of the Model 3 from Hong Kong. Some media in Hong Kong had an opportunity to already review it and look through it. We see some pictures of the different styled headlights. We see the chrome delete, or just the no chrome, I guess in this case, because it was never actually there, so how can it be deleted? So no chrome. We see the double pane glass, which is a great upgrade, and we also see the button for the power trunk. All fantastic additions. We also get a little bit more information about the USB drive that's included for Sentry mode. Great addition. I mean, not going to lie, it stings a little bit for pure Tesla, but at the same time, it's only a 64 gigabyte drive and it is just a standard USB drive. We certainly recommend utilizing micro SD cards and solid state drives, all of which still available to customers at puretesla.com. We also see that the button has changed on the Model 3 door button. You see the picture of an actual door, gives people that are new to Tesla a little bit more information about how to open the door. See the seal is a little bit different on the trunk casing, and additional pictures of the chrome delete, and an updated picture of the center console refresh where you see the new console cover and the phone charging integration as well. Something I forgot to mention about the USB port, there is now a USB port in the glove box allowing Sentry mode to be able to be housed in a glove box, and now that there's glove box pin, it is a much more secure place for that to live. So that's a great addition there as well. Tesla Scope tweeted out the information about 2020.44, the latest Tesla software update to come out. This update includes Spotify improvements, it includes media search improvements, media sources, and launch mode improvements for the performance vehicles. You can see all of these different pieces. Spotify has just a much better UI, deeper integration, and much easier to utilize playlists and shared playlists. Media search improvements, you can actually search for media within the source that you are utilizing. That is a great improvement. You can turn off media sources. So if you don't ever use the streaming or you don't ever use the karaoke, you can turn those off and those are no longer in your control panel. And then additionally, launch mode improvements for both the performance variants. Definitely something to check out if you have a performance vehicle. So 2020.44 looks to be bringing some great things to your Tesla. You can check it out via that tweet. Austin Tesla Club tweets out that this is Giga Texas, where your future Cybertruck will be made. Elon responds to that picture stating that the Tesla Texas team is making great progress. Giga Texas factory will be an ass kicker. Somebody responded to that stating that, will a Cybertruck be an ass kicker too? And Elon responded, well, it's basically a tank from the future that's road legal. So yeah, great follow up there. The whole Mars catalog asked Elon, can you show us a picture of the new changes? And Elon responded, sure, maybe in a month or so. Lewis on Twitter tweeted out, why are you messing with the Cybertruck design again? It was perfect just the way it was. Elon responded that the new design is way better with many minor tweaks. Even the small details matter. So it's not probably going to have a large cosmetic redesign, just some of the smaller design tweaks that will make it even a little bit more better than the one that was originally released at the unveiling event. Nofnalus on Twitter tweets out, you know that the most of us that have Cybertrucks on order in Europe don't want a Mini-Me Wolverine Cybertruck and would gladly get extra certifications on their licenses to drive a full-sized one. Please don't assume otherwise. Getting extra certs is not a big deal. Elon responded to this, showing that he didn't even realize that getting the extra certs was possible. He said no problem if there's a way to get the current designed Cybertruck approved in Europe. That's good news for our European Cybertruck lovers. Teslatino on Twitter tweeted out his top 3 impressions of full self-driving beta that they've been testing for the past week. First is that it's impressive. 2, easy to manage. And 3, dot 11 is noticeably better than top dot 10. Full disclosure, dot 12 is actually out for our full self-driving beta testers, maybe even 12 dot 13 at this point. Prediction: when all is fine-tuned for final public release, it will solidify Tesla's lead forward even more years. Elon responded to that, stating that thanks to a great autopilot and AI team working super hard, doing neural nets without testing them against reality has led some groups to overestimate what they're doing. Reality is the hardest sim. Tesla owner Silicon Valley said that Elon, the update feels 10 times better than the prior version. How does the UI enhance the actual improvements on the road? Elon responded, stating that we measure this primarily in intervention probability. This update addressed several issues, resulting in perhaps a third fewer interventions. Many of the improvements consist of fixing silly bugs versus grand eureka moments. It's true for most beta releases in his experience. K10 said that's quite a quick turnaround. 2 more weeks and the other 2/3 of the interventions cut back significantly. Elon responded, faults will never be zero, but at some point the probability of a fault will be far lower than that of the average human. And that's always what they're going for, which is pretty cool. Tesla in Silicon Valley said, how fast do you think you'll get rolling out the updates for full self-driving beta releases? Elon estimated between every 5 and 10 days, the full self-driving beta team will be getting a new release. Jel Arne Raka on Twitter, sorry if I butchered that name, please implement all full self-driving functions for Norway. Norwegians' laws are world leading in acceptance for autonomous vehicles. Norway has the highest density of Tesla cars in the world, and Norway is not in the EU. Elon responded, stating that Canada and Norway are next after we get out of the US early beta. So, Canada and Norway, you're up next for the full self driving beta after the US has run its course. Tesla or Silicon Valley put out a fun poll asking, last week Elon mentioned rolling out the full self driving subscription next year. How much would you be willing to pay? Then gave several options: less than $50 a month, 50 to 100, 100 to 200, more than $200 a month. And at the time that we took this, there were about 1,500 votes in, and 37% said less than 50 a month. 50 to $100 a month was about 33%. So those were the top 2 vote getters. James Locke, one of the full self-driving beta testers, responded, stating that it depends on if it's a subscription forever or a subscription to own type setup, and that's a really good point. That's something we would need some additional clarification on for sure. Tesla or Silicon Valley tweeting it to Elon, saying, thank you for making this so much better. Check out the transition between when I turn on full self-driving and a Model X. Elon stated that this build should be noticeably better with interventions as well. We have a video of that transition at the end of the episode. Make sure you hang out to be able to check that out. It is pretty cool. John on Twitter said, on this day in 2008, Tesla secures $40 million loan to avoid bankruptcy. Today, it's the most valuable automaker in the world. Elon responding to that great piece of history, stating that funding round completed at 6 p.m. on Christmas Eve in 2008, the last hour of the last day possible, as investors were leaving that town, for the night, and we're 3 days away from bankruptcy. So Tesla was 3 days away from bankruptcy at that point when they got that final round of funding. He had put all of the money he had in, and he didn't own a house and had to borrow money from friends to pay rent, and it was a difficult time. Thank you so much to Elon for believing in Tesla so much. Vincent responds that it turns out to be the best outcome and the best decision ever. Elon responded that he put in his last money even though he thought he would still fail, but it was either that or certain death for Tesla. Extremely difficult to raise money for an electric car startup, considered super quirky back then because that really wasn't a thing. While stalwarts like GM and Chrysler were going bankrupt. So difficult to raise money for a startup for something that no one has really ever done before. Props to Elon for pulling that off. Zane asked Elon, how close was Tesla from bankruptcy when bringing the Model 3 to mass production? Elon responded that the closest we got was about a month, and the Model 3 ramp was extreme stress and pain for a long time, from mid 2017 to mid 2019. Production and logistics hell. Yikes. James on Twitter said, and in 2018, when you had no more money to buy Tesla stock and you agreed to keep working for Tesla and no pay at all, apart from the right to buy more Tesla stock later, the current market price, if you could grow the company's revenue, profit, and market cap enormously. Elon responded, yes, although I didn't expect the stock to rise so much so soon. The reason for the stock options is that they needed to help pay for humanity to get to Mars in 10 to 20 years. Again, his ultimate destination, getting to Mars, and all of his companies seem to be working towards that. Steve on Twitter said the loan and financing round you reference are the same. It was a convertible note to the next round. Elon led the financing in late 2008 and the company's darkest hour. Elon's commitment to do it all himself, if need be, flipped investor sentiment from fear, and it saved Tesla. Elon responds to that. He super appreciates the support, Steve. That convertible loan gave us 6 months of runway. Fortunately, Daimler invested $50 million in May 2009, 5 months later. Really brought it together. That's super cool. Elon, transitioning into a little bit of discussion about Starlink because a lot has happened in the past week. Elon tweets out that several thousand more Starlink Beta participation invites are going out this week, and going through that a little bit, saying Florida. Elon responded that lower latitude states need more satellites in position, so possibly or probably around January. Going on a little bit further, Viv asked on Twitter, Europe, when? Elon responds, as soon as he gets country approval. This is required for each country individually, so no EU-wide approval system exists. Probably start receiving final, and there are many steps, approvals around February or March. So hopefully to get to the EU around February or March of this upcoming year. Trevor Chapman on Twitter asked, could we connect to Starlink from the sailboat in the middle of the Pacific while we circumnavigate? 5 kids need internet for school. Elon responds, yeah, that'll be relatively easy as there's very few users in the ocean. Pretty fascinating stuff there. And of course, we have to round out the show before we get to our video here with Ryan McCaffrey's tweet about Teslaquila. It's real and it's spectacular. Man, that bottle design is fantastic. Buy one as an art piece, even if you don't go on to drink it, he states. And full transparency, by the time this episode drops, it has sold out. It sold out in about a few hours. Rumor has it there were about 20,000 units available, and those sold out at the price tag of $250 each, limit 2 per person. Pretty phenomenal run there. Remains to be seen whether or not additional stock become available, but Teslaquila is real. Elon following through on yet another one of his promises. We are going to jump into the video of the week. It is from Tesla owners of Silicon Valley, showing that transition between the traditional visualization right there you see, and then when full self-driving is activated, you can see that the map and additional vehicle information kind of gets out of the way, and you're just looking at truly that full self-driving visualization. Pretty awesome stuff. Speaking of full self-driving visualization, what do you guys think about this shirt? It's actually from a visualization from a full self-driving beta member. We turned it into a cool shirt. Lots of great feedback about it. You can check that out over at puretesla.com/FSD. You can pick one up and we'll get it out to you as soon as possible. So super cool there. Thanks to Tesla owners of Silicon Valley and all the beta testers for sharing all the great stuff that you're doing with full self-driving. That rounds out the episode for us today. I hope you had a great time talking through some of the awesome tweets of this week with Tesla and Starlink and all the other things that are going on. Certainly a lot to be said, and more will continue. We'll add more information and have another great episode of Tesla Tweets next week. Certainly subscribe if you're not a subscriber already. You can head on over to puretesla.com if you have any interest in some of our TeslaCam drives. Yes, TeslaCam is going to be coming on some of the new Model 3s coming forward, but that said, I do believe that they are shipping something that will probably not last too long. I highly recommend getting one of those micro SD cards or solid state drives. You can check one out at puretesla.com. Until next time, guys, hope you have a wonderful week. Take care.